then we're going to dive into the review. Deacon was worried that Sheila would snap, and I was saying, well, she will if you keep, excuse me. Deacon was worried that Sheila would snap, and I said, well, she will if you get involved with Taylor. They finna wake up crazy Sheila again, y'all. I said, she been asleep for a long time now. She been asleep for a while. She ain't been messing with nobody or nothing. Now, the problem is Luna. The problem is Luna. The problem is the fact that she over here wanted to help her granddaughter so bad. Just like Lee. But yeah, I was like, she been asleep for a long time. She ain't did nothing bad in a long time. Well, covering for Luna. But yeah, she was trying to get Deacon to come home. Excuse me. She was trying to get Deacon to come home, but he was saying how he don't trust her. She ends up following him to his therapy session with Taylor. And she saw these two hugging. I said, oh. And they started playing that music they play when she about to get ready to do something she ain't got no business doing. And I said, well, I actually like Crazy Sheila, which is crazy because I'll be talking about how people support Luna. But look, I ain't saying I full-blown support Sheila, but at the same time, I understand now. Because Stephanie be over here slapping her. Then when she get to slapping back, it be a problem now. I know, I've been talking all that noise about Luna and how people support her, but Sheila just as bad. I don't know who worse. I really don't know who worse. But yeah, aside from that, let's see. I already said how they was hugging and stuff. They started playing that music. Brooke and Rich was telling Hope they don't like her designs, basically. Look like Deke about to sneak his designs into Hope work and stuff. Hope and Deke were just talking about Deacon, and that's all they really happy, y'all. But hey, y'all, welcome back to the review of Life of Chesty for the Bold and Beautiful October 15th, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Didn't too much happen to me except they playing this crazy music that they implying that Sheila gonna do something. But I don't know. I haven't seen no spoilers about Taylor and Deacon aside from when they hugged and how people are rooting for them to be together. But yeah, so first we're gonna start Ridge, Brooke, Hope. So they was doing a little modeling stuff, and then they ended up telling her basically they didn't like her designs, and it's not a great way to start. If she coming back, if the line is coming back, it need to be something better or whatever. Deke ends up stopping by. That's when everybody was hugging him. He shook Ridge's hand and stuff like that. They was just talking about Deacon and Ridge hoping that Deacon makes the right choice and separates from Sheila. And what else? What else was they talking about? Let me see. I think that's pretty much all they was talking about. Brooke started talking about some. She wondered how Taylor's doing. Girl, please. I like girl. And what she said, she hoping that she gets a new man in her life or something like that. And she also made a comment about how now that her and Ridge married, there's no chance for them. When y'all married before all the other times? What? Wasn't y'all married before when they was involved too? Wasn't y'all a couple at least? I know for a fact y'all was a couple now. I don't know if y'all was married and they end up being involved or not. But when has that ever stopped anybody? But yeah, hold on. I said, now the girl over here minding her business. She been calm because really she need to, well, I ain't gonna say that because she didn't care when they was a couple and they was going through stuff. So they both the same. They both the same in my eyes. One may be a little bit worse than the other. But yeah, they was talking about that. Then so when Brooke was saying how she hopes that maybe, a new man will be in Taylor's life, and that's when they showed her with Deacon. And I was like, well, she won't have no life if she get involved with Deacon. Somebody said a new man in her life. What life if she get involved with this man? But yeah, who else? Deacon, Hope. She was on the phone with somebody and he snuck his work in, but he put it down by the desk. I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they show a promo where he had put his work into a stack of other submissions, and I think they like his work. I don't know. But yeah, that's how they was talking about. And also they was talking about Deacon and Sheila, how they hoping that, they end things because they don't understand why Deacon decided to be with Sheila in the first place because she a psychopath. But I think that's all they was talking about. Let me make sure I covered them, and then we're going to go over here to Sheila and Deacon. Let's see. Sheila, Deacon, Brooke. We talked about Brooke. Talk about Deacon choosing Sheila. Yeah, that's all that happened with them. Next we got Deacon and Sheila. So he was on the phone with Taylor. He was hoping that, that he can come in. I think, hold on, let me see. What happened? I think she was apologizing because she had to cut their session short. So she was like, she had availability or cancellation so he could come in this morning. So he was finna get ready to go. That's when Sheila walked up. She was trying to get him to come home. And he was just telling her how she betrayed him and she know what the girl did and she didn't care. She didn't care. She still covered up. She over here to myself. Well, now she's locked up. She's in police custody, and I can't help her now. I like, no, Sheila, don't say that, because that implies that you want to help her. That implies that you want to help her, girl. So then, like, he was just like, he can't trust her. Let me see. And he ends up saying he's been seeing somebody. And she was like, what do you mean you've been seeing somebody? He was like, he been seeing somebody professionally. And he reveals that it's Taylor. And she was like, okay, Taylor would help. She's good at her job. She's one of the best. She would help bring you back to me and stuff. I said, girl, she finna get on for herself. I was like, she gonna bring him back for herself. She gonna bring him over there to herself, girl. But yeah, so he left. Wait. Let's see. Yeah, that was when he was talking to Taylor. He ends up leaving. She ends up following him. So he gets to the Taylor's office or whatever, and by the time she doing some work, look, everybody doing some work now. Brooke, Ridge, Hope, they doing work. Taylor finally doing some work. I said, right on that. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. So he come in or whatever, so they start talking, and he wants Taylor's help figuring out if Sheila will be a part of his life. So I'm waiting on Sheila to come, because it was at one point, what was it? It was some comment. I think he was saying he don't know if he should be with her, or he starting to think she's still crazy. He said something, and I was like, okay, that's when they gonna show Sheila eavesdrop, because they had already showed it on the promo. No. I said, what took us so long to get there? But she seen the best part and heard the best part, because they start flirting. Well, I ain't gonna say they was flirting, but they was just talking. You ain't supposed to say that. You ain't supposed to say that. That's how misunderstandings happen. So he was like, he think it's a lot of reasons why he think Ridge is an idiot, but he definitely an idiot for letting Taylor go. She's smart, she this, she that, she beautiful, or whatever. So she out there just listening and stuff. She was just out there listening. What else? Let me see. Am I skipping something? He ends up talking to Taylor. He said he's worried about Sheila. Like, has he been, a fool this entire time? Is she still the same person? Will she ever change? How can he trust her? He don't even know, if he want to be with her or not. So he started asking Taylor her opinion. I said, how you gonna ask her if you should stay married to your wife? And she basically told him that. And she was just telling him she has her own thoughts or whatever, but it's ultimately his decision. So he was like, he worried that Sheila would snap or whatever. And I said, she will if you get things started with Taylor. Then he ends up telling her how he thinks any man would be lucky to have her. And she starts telling him she think any woman would be lucky to have her. Y'all don't know each other. Y'all just don't know each other. What the world going on? I say I'm convinced people just say that to anybody. They be having one little conversation, then they just say that to anybody. It don't even be special no more. Yeah, so then next thing you know, she was like, she has to go or something like that. I don't know if she said she had another session or what. So they end up hugging. I said, I don't think that's inappropriate. I don't think you're supposed to be hugging. So they start hugging and stuff. Then Sheila opened the door a little bit. I said, y'all don't see her standing right there. She ain't trying to hide it, because the door was already open. Deacon already had left the door open enough where you could tell that the door was open. She opened it up wide, so y'all don't see this good. So y'all don't see her standing right there. Then they started playing that little evil music that they used to play for Sheila when she was about to do something she ain't got no business doing. Or when she felt like she was threatened or something like that. Yeah, then she started doing that look that Sheila be looking. Sheila started looking how Sheila be looking. And I said, oh, there she go. I said, I've been waiting on Crazy Sheila to return, because the show has been boring. It has been boring. I mean, Luna been doing the stuff too. Luna, her granddaughter, been making it entertaining in a way or whatever. But I don't like Luna the way I like Sheila. They both crazy, but still. Look, somebody asked me who my favorite character was, and I was like, I don't know, actually. I don't really have a favorite, but Sheila, in a sense. I don't like when she go do that stupid stuff, but at the same time, I do. At the same time, I do, because they been on provoked her. Lately, now I don't know, before I started, when the show first started and stuff like that, but all the other times, like, from what I saw, they was provoking her. They definitely was provoking her. Now, I didn't agree with her popping up and trying to have something to do with Hayes and stuff like that. They wasn't gonna want you. Well, at least Steffi wasn't gonna want you to have nothing to do with their son, and you run around shooting people and all that. I didn't like that she went and did that stupid stuff, because you was given the opportunity. I always say this about this storyline. She was given too many opportunities. She was. I will say that. Because it's like, despite Finn knowing everything he knew about the Taylor situation, the Brooke situation, because then both of them get shot. And they was talking about how Taylor had to leave and stuff like that. They missed out on time with her. And despite all that, he still wanted something to do with you. But what do you do? Stupid stuff. What do you do? Stupid stuff. Your son didn't care about these folks being shot, and he still wanted a relationship with you. You want to prove these folks right instead of proving them wrong. Then after he got shot himself, even though he was trying to protect Steffi, you still was doing stupid stuff. And not just that, it was the whole shooting situation with Steffi and Finn. Now you was trying to get Steffi. He came in, he jumped in front of her, he saved her. You seen that you accidentally shot your son, and instead of saying, oh no, or whatever, let me call 911 and stuff like Steffi told you, your foolish tail decide to shoot her. She said, well, I'm gonna get you. Might as well go in there anyway. So instead of deciding, okay, I'm gonna turn myself in, all this other stuff, she shoots Steffi anyway. Not only that, she takes that ring to make it look like a robbery. Then she went, I don't know, did she go to the hotel? I think she went to the hotel and stuff. She covered it up or whatever. They let her come in the hospital room and stuff like that. And nobody suspected anything. This fool, then they let her see Hayes. Wasn't it for Christmas or Thanksgiving or something? And you still doing stupid stuff. The fact that your son, and this is the end of this video, y'all, but the fact that your son was willing to overlook the fact that you done shot all these people, including him, and still have a relationship with you, and instead of proving that you changed, like you and Luna keep saying y'all both changed and all this other stuff, but y'all never really prove it. Now Sheila has been doing a good job up until she decided to help cover up the fact that Luna's still alive. But I was like, you was giving way too many opportunities. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is have a good rest of the day and be safe.